Okay, so I am back. I am in A Million Mermaids. Remember, this is the one I did the flip through just the other day. I had gotten it at Barnes& and Noble, really cheap, cheap, cheap. But anyway, Evie and I did start coloring. There's hers. And I'm telling you what, she learns pretty quickly. She took her finger at one spot and just laid it right there, and I showed her how to color up next to it so she wouldn't go into the next part. And she really did good. She's like this, Grandma? And she comes over and she puts her finger down and then colored and then moved her finger, and it was clean underneath. And after she saw that, she was like, "Oh, I can do this." And I was like, "Yes, you can." So I have this page, and you can see I've not colored near as much as she did. She drug the book out a couple of different times. She really likes the idea of having a book that is not just for kids. So I told her this was more of a grown-up book, and she was really excited. So I am using the Imaginor pencils by Colorya. And as you can see, the names and stuff rub off pretty quickly. This is 248 Lemon. And I've already done some base coating. Then 725. I believe this was Saffron. So a pale yellow, then a more brighter yellow. Then this is 802, and I'm not going to go look it up, but as you can tell, I used it pretty good. This might have been honey, I'm not sure, but a brown that has a lot of yellow in it. Even a yellow ochre would work good. Then 845, this is dark chocolate. Then I move on over to 847, and the name is gone. It might have been just regular chocolate. No, I cannot even tell what that name used to be. I know it's on my swatches, but alas, they're not in here with me. So whatever colors you choose, a couple of lights, a medium, a couple of darks. So I did go through and I did all the parts that stick out, okay, in this color. This did not do as much up here, but I did do here. Now in this one I did a little because it almost looks like it's ruffled up. So, and this, I kept thinking this was his arm holding onto the guitar. It's not. It's actually another one of these little pointy things just coming up here and then going on over. So yeah, you just kind of have to watch what you're doing. I did color this, and I have a feeling that is not part of the shell. I have a feeling that is his stomach, and I just now noticed that. So I am going to see about this old eraser. So I just don't want to forget and have to contend with this later. So I'd rather just pop the eraser in here right now. So there you go. Just shows that we all mess up. And I'd rather show you that than not. This is just a big fluffy brush. And by fluffing it off, I'm not streaking any of the bits of pencil that might have been in there. All right, so color number 2, whatever you're doing, and you can use any 5 colors you want as long as you can blend them. Over here on Evie's page, now I'm going to have to stand back up since I'm coming over here. She used these different colors and then she overlapped them to blend. She loves pinks and purples, so she just started overlapping different purples. You can see she's got a dark one, then a light one, and then she threw some pinks in there. She's blending some in here and here. All right. So, I mean, just whatever goes. She put these on top of each other and said, Grandma, look, I'm blending. I'm blending these colors. And I thought, you know what? She really did blend. So, put my heavy bottle on that to hold it. And I'm going to sit back down. And I'm just going to start in here. I do not know how far we will get, but we can get started. So I am going to keep kind of a light touch on here. These do not blend as well as the pencils I had been using. Okay, remember the ones I have been using had the oil in them? These are a wax base. So these you have to really work with to get them to blend. So just keep a lighter touch. And I'm just going up next to all that light color that I did the first time through. Okay? Just going up in there. Not a lot's been happening. It's actually been kind of quiet on the home front, which has been kind of unusual, I guess. For the Proctor household, it has. My sister totaled a car. I think I told y'all that. She's doing fine. She's just still, as she would say, in some severe pain. She's doing okay. It's nothing she can't handle. There's no broken bones. There's just some bruising. And she's over 2 weeks out from it now. So it's just going to take time for her to heal, where the airbag and the seatbelt and stuff got her. But anyway, she's not going to replace the car, I don't think. I'm pretty sure she's just going to drive her Mustang. And it's like a 65, I think. It's a classic. It's got classic plates. She could have gotten antique plates, but then she could have only driven it legally in parades and stuff like that. And she wanted to be able to drive it all the time, which I think was smart. You need to be able to drive your vehicle around. So, all right. So you get the idea on this. We're just coming around, getting in close to that first color. And you don't have to pick colors that are this close in shade if you don't want to have to work as much on blending. Get a color that's closer. But if you want a pink shell, grab you some pinks. You know, if you want purple, grab you some purples. It's not that big of a deal. Just grab what you need to grab. I'm probably not going to finish all of this shell because I don't want Evie coming back going, Grandma, you finished without me. She'll remember. She will. She'll remember right where we're at. So, can't do that. She's a smart little thing. Just go right up next to it. And it's going to take time. This is not something that's going to be instant gratification. This actually has a little bit more orange in it than what I'm happy with, but it's going to work. So, all right, then I'm going to go to that middle color, which I still think this may be honey. I'm not, like I said, I'm not real sure. But I'm overlapping it on to the last color a little bit. You know, I'm so used to working with the other brand, Grisaille, yeah, that these seem hard to blend. But I know, I mean, I can even work with Crayola. It's just what you get used to. And I'm used to working with the Grisaille. I wish Jerry's Artorama would get Grisaille in, because when they're offered singly, it makes them so affordable to replace when you're running out of colors. But the shipping is what always gets you. You know, you're getting just 3 or 4 pencils, and then you've got a $12 shipping, and you're like, oh, I'll wait till I need more. So, but they are a wonderful pencil. These are good too. Like I said, I'm just not used to using them right now. So you can see, I went around everything through there. And then this right here is part of that background. I think that's the only part that is through here. This might be, or that might be part of this one's body. I don't want to be coloring something down that far that's a body. So I'm going to pretend that's part of that. How's that? That's the thing when you color. It's the artist's prerogative. You do what you want to do. So, still coming along here. See, there's a V. I want to get those V's. And I'm going to come back and get them even darker in a minute with the other next brown. Because remember, this is just my middle shade, and I'm already that far over. So it may not take all the shades. I just wanted a golden looking shell. So that's why I picked these colors. And it's just sitting and doing, you know. I don't know what the weather is like where y'all live. I could have worn shorts today. It was glorious. I mean, fantastic weather. I got up and it was already almost 70 by the time I got in the car to go out to my sister's to help her with stuff. And I was just like, oh my word. So yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful day out. Yeah, just going along. And don't forget, you can pause this at any point if you're trying to color along. I'm going to go to my next shade then. And this is where I'm going to start coming right down in here closer. Come right down there to the line. And see, I left the little corners there for my darkest shade, because I do want that to look like it's way back in there. And that's probably the only thing I'm going to use the darkest shade on. I am going to just let this come out a little bit. And I'm hoping that the lightest shade, when I come back with it, will really help these to blend. I know if I was in another brand it would, but again, these are the pencils that Evie and I were using in the book. So, talk about heavy-handed. Oh my goodness, y'all. She is very heavy-handed. I will tell you, when you color with a little, okay, whether he be a toddler or just young, you might want to remind them that just like when they're using glue, a dab will do it. It's pencils, a light touch is going to be easier to get rid of all the lines. Now, her mama said that because they have paper readily available to her at home, she does not color in coloring books very often, which I'm kind of glad, because a coloring book does not leave you a lot of imagination for when you want to draw. And at her age, she needs that imagination too. Okay? For me, I soon do a book as to try to draw something. I'm past the imagination part. Although I've been coming up with some pretty good things on Etsy to do. I did some more kitchen rags today, and I hope to get them on by the weekend when this is showing, but I may not because I need to sew all the tails in yet. The leftovers where you start and stop of the yarn. But I have some colors that are going to be so much fun for Easter. They're just nice, nice fun colors. So we'll see if any of them go for Easter. And I don't know if you've heard about the marshmallow mug. I need to actually probably buy a set or at least one. I don't know if you can buy them singly, but I need to buy one so I can use it when I'm doing demo photos. But I've been making little hats for them with little pom-poms on top. So much fun, y'all. They are so cute. At first I was like, what's the hype? And then I started playing with some different things to make hats for them. Sock caps for the different holidays. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is kind of fun. So, all right, now I'm looking that this goes over the top of this, or meets it. So that's why I'm going darker on this side, on this edge. Because it will make it look like it's tucked down under there a little bit. I don't know if you've ever noticed where the shell actually goes around. It really just meets right up next to it. But at some point, it grew, you know? So that's why I'm going dark here. Like I said, this is not anything fast. Mine does look rather terrible right now. But I used to always say, it's gonna look worse before it looks better. And so sometimes they still do. So don't judge it yet, not till it's done. If it's that bad, you won't see the video and I can erase the whole thing. Just erase the picture and start again. All right, so now I'm going to come, I guess I ought to go ahead and do this part too. The reason this is a little darker here, and because you're thinking it's right there at the edge, I want it to look like this is coming like up and out, okay? Which would leave this edge just a little darker. I hope that makes sense. So that's down, and then this is sticking up. All right, I did notice that I forgot to do this tip right here. Let's take our fifth and final color, the darkest one, and we're going to get in these areas that are way down in there. Okay, the stuff that's way down in. And most of it's going to be right through here. There's not going to be a whole lot of it on the rest of the shell. I mean, you could do areas like this, and it is going to add some depth, but you're not going to need it on every little piece. Just sporadic here and there is going to be enough to give you some depth on that. Okay? And then up in here, because that's wrapped back and around. So is this, I reckon. Okay, back in here. Yeah, just here and there, just enough to let it look like it's really tucked up under there. It's It's not anything that has to be perfect. There's no real science to it. I mean, these shells have been rolled and tumbled in the ocean. So, all right, here we go. Let's see what happens. It's not blending real well. Not real happy with it. This is my lightest shade. So again, these are a wax-based pencil. Don't give up on me though. It's not over till it's over. I'm going to go ahead and get this color in. And we're going to work on just this section right now, because if I can get this to work out, then I know we can work that out too. So let's just work one section right now. Am I shaking the camera? The tablet? So you can tell I'm really putting some pressure down on that, trying to get it to blend. And I just didn't do a light enough touch on the other colors is what it is. So I'm going to come back now with my second color. And I'm going to go really light touch as I come away from this. But I'm coming in here and adding some more, and then a light touch as I come in. So I'm bearing down on it. I'm not wanting to take all the tooth out of the paper, but I'm just like adding more color in there so that it can fade in. Just want it to fade into my lightest color each time. I do have an easier time doing it this way, doing this and then getting softer as I come out into a point. Whereas if I come this way, I'm just not as comfortable with that. So do what's comfortable for you. Feel free to turn your book. Do whatever you need to do. Okay, then I'm going to go to the next shade, our middle shade. Do the same thing. Okay, this is where your repetition of what you're doing is really going to help. See, that really started blending there. Just remember that lighter touch as you come out. This is almost where you wish you could just take like a paper towel or a tissue or something and rub the hound out of it so that it would just automatically blend. But see this in here, this is all looking much better. So those smaller areas, so I think this over here will be easier to do this with. That's why I said it's not over till it's over. It's not over till you decide that you're giving up and not working on it anymore. What is it we say? My mama didn't raise no quitter. I'm going to keep trying. There we go. Yeah, these smaller areas are easier. So I really think that this is going to come together nicely. Right now, I'm looking to see what it looks like for y'all. Yeah, it's not too bad. What I'm really not liking is right here and here. So I'm going to come in again, and then I'm going to lighter and lighter as I come out. and I'm going to come out unevenly. Remember I said sometimes it's easier to do this coming out as I crawl different directions so I can do it. Oh, hey, guess what I discovered? Not even coloring related at all. Remember when I had hernia surgery back before Thanksgiving, was it? Well, in the last week, well, a little bit of review for you new people. They told me it would take up to a year to recover. Everything on the outside recovered very quickly because it was done with a robot. And they just put 4 holes in me and expanded my stomach as if I was pregnant. And that way they could see everything, and they found 6 hernias. Well, I'm hernia prone. I've had 4 others in the past. Anyway, a year to heal on the inside. I noticed this last week that I only hurt a couple of times. So my insides are starting to heal. So for y'all that have been praying for me for that, thank you, thank you. I am beginning to feel it. I am still wearing the binders, but if I take it off, then I hurt sometimes in the evening. But if I leave it on, I'm having a much easier time. So, all right, so now we are getting there. Is that looking any better to y'all through the camera? It's looking better on my end. I'm right up on top of it though, and y'all are not. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to come in here with my 4th color and get some of this, and then come in with my last color and get right down in there. I just want that a little darker so it looks like it's really, really way down in there, especially now that I've added some of that other color. And see, I can just blend this coming out. If they all blended this good, it would be easier, right? There we go. This color seems to be blending okay. So I'm doing a very, very light touch. We're talking before I was touching like this, and now I'm just like if you were doing this on a baby's cheek. Just barely touching it. And hopefully you can see how that is finally blending some of these colors. I am much happier with this. Who knew I would use the darkest color to do some blending? Yeah, I'll have to clean that up later. I'm not worried about that right now. So yeah, using this color to blend. Just barely touching, but it's bringing all the colors together. So, any questions on this? Other than, why did we bother? In the long run, you can use this same technique when you're doing like a moon or a sun. Just change your colors out. But yeah, I will work on the rest of this, and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully, I will be back with y'all in a few more days. Are there any other crafts that you would like to see me do at some point? Anything? I don't know. I've been doing some crochet and making some blocks out of paper for advent calendars for Christmas and different things. So it just got me thinking on other stuff. So let me know if there's a craft that you're interested in seeing if it's worth your time and dollars to get into it or not. And we'll see. All right? Okay, I will talk at y'all later. Have a good rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.